Okay. So first of all, I apologize for the
It
inconvenience
won't work, no?
or at
Oh,
the
okay, okay.
speaker's end. And now the speaker Aniruddha and Sarnavo is also here. So please proceed.
So his Galaxy and Srikanth with us also. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name correctly. Shrikar. Okay. Swarnava, hello. Hello. No, it's
Hello.
not on mute.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Maybe Sarnavo is still facing the problem with the internet. So you just go ahead and start. People are like waiting in long time. So we will not wait.
Okay. How do I make sure it's going on or not? It's running. It's running. Hello. Yeah, so today we will be talking about a version control system as a whole, and then we'll move on to Git and how to contribute in the projects that we have in on GitHub, and a couple of commands on GitHub, and then we'll wrap it up with a live demo of the Mozilla Kolkata the blog management things, and sending a PR and what are the basic guidelines basically of using Git. So let's start off with what version control as a whole means. So there's something called like there'll be previously without when there was no version control, we used to have normal file systems and we used to write the codes and keep it in file structure format. So the basic problem with that is suppose we just change our codes at some point of time, and then we forget after a number of revisions and those, and we don't know now we are at revision 2, but we don't know what's going on in the previous revisions, and we suppose want to go back to a revision and make some changes in there or create a new branch and go out from there. So that would be a big issue in file management type of system. So this in a continuous management of softwares, something called version control came out, which is used by most of the communities and software companies these days to maintain their software revisions and versions as a whole. So we can actually so the version control system is actually a small is on its own a standalone application, and you can actually read about more version control system online. But what we are going to be focusing on will be Git. So Git, so version control can be of many types. There used to be SVN, there used to be there is Git, there is FPS. So what exactly happens in a version control system? So suppose we start at a certain point of time, which we call as, let's take a tree for an example. There's a very best way to explain a version control system is a tree structure or a graph structure, as you may say. So we start at the very root of a tree, so that we can call it as the base version of any product or any application. And then we start from there, and we slowly keep on developing it on a singular fashion. But then that will be very slow if we have uh, suppose we have 100 people working on the same project. So if everyone does work on the same thing, it will be very slow. So if everybody takes up a module and does the work parallelly, it would be much faster. So we can just put out in different branches, and we can do it in that way. And then so there comes the concept of different branches in Git. sorry, different things in a version control system. Now, there are many source management models in a version control system, and we can actually merge and hello, are you there? There's a lot of noise over there.
Yeah, some
Who do you have? Can you mute your microphone, please?
sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so as I was telling about the version control system, that's a basic thing about version control system. It goes up in a tree-way fashion, and we can actually create different branches from our base model, and then we can actually merge them back to the main branch. Now, what exactly these branches mean, I'll be talking about in a later stage and along with a demo. But first, let's come to what a basic. So this is a basic version control system, and Git is pretty much works on this same trademark itself. So what is GitHub actually? So GitHub is actually one of the clients which uses Git. There's GitHub, there's Bitbucket, there's GitLab, and there's a lot of other clients which offer the support that Git offers us to do. So GitHub is actually free and open source, and we usually use it in a lot of other in almost all of our projects. So we will be talking more. So we have all our projects on GitHub, so we'll be talking about that in more detail than what we will be talking about other. So I'll give a brief introduction of Bitbucket and GitLab also, but that will come afterwards. So let's get started with setting up a basic thing on a basic setup of Git on our terminal. So if you have to set up a basic okay, so I believe I can't really share my terminal over here. So I'll just type some of the commands over at chat maybe, and then we can actually document it and present it before as a blog. Will that be okay, Viraj?
So is it not possible to
All right, I
share
believe
your screen?
it is. I'm sharing my screen via Chromecast, but I don't think so. But terminal won't be coming out in this one. So that's the thing.
So okay.
All right. So is there a IRC channel on right now?
Yeah, it's on. So I am giving you the link.
Yes, post the list over here, and then we can actually go on with the demo of that. When we are contributing to actually on GitHub the PR, then I will be sharing my screen on the GitHub thing. All right, so let me just quickly join IRC, and then I can continue on that.
So by screen share option, you cannot do. You are muted.
Actually, the screen share the screen share is here available for this is available for only the Chromecast thing. So I can only share what's online. I can't really share my terminal. That's all right. So I suppose everybody is on a Unix machine or at least a terminal. And if you have any questions, you can just type on the IRC channel. It's hashtag learn git with
Learn
a
hyphen
hyphen
git.
between learn and a git. Let's go on to a basic setup of Git. So suppose you have a folder. You can just create a folder in any Git system by writing a folder name. So it can be like mkdir folder name. And to initialize Git, you need to first install Git. So in Ubuntu system, you can install by writing like anything apt-get install. In a Fedora based system, you can install by using yum. In Mac, you can use brew to install Git. So I hope you already have installed Git. So you can actually, all right, bro, it's really, I'll try to, it's not possible to share my screen over in this. Okay, hang on a second. I think
Okay, I can share also. Okay, wait.
All right, so just a minute, give me a second. Hello. Yeah. So okay. So I think I can share it over here. Yes. All right. Is my screen visible right now? I hope so. So let's just head on to.
Yeah, it's the screen is visible right now.
Okay. Cool. So let's just create a small. Over here. Okay, let's just create a small folder over here. Let's name it as say learn git. So I just created a small folder ls, and then I am entering into learn git folder. So right now it's completely empty, right? You can actually see that it's completely empty. Now first you need to install git and all those things. So I hope you have installed it. So let's just initialize it by writing git init. So it just says that it initialized an empty Git repository in my this path. So it can actually you can actually see this thing, and once you do this, you will actually you can actually see all the hidden files, and you will see this Git folder, right? So this Git folder is nothing but if you see the tree structure, it will have everything that your Git needs, like all the heads, where your head is, it will keep account of that. You can actually see your config file, the description of that Git, and all the hooks that will be, and in the future, if you extend on any other webhooks or something, it will just keep on coming in here. All the references, your objects, and all those things are here, and a bunch of other things that you don't really require, but Git requires for the execution of it. So right now it's just empty, right? So let's just create a small file over here. Let's create, so I use Sublime Text, so I will just be creating, let's say, readme. Okay, readme.md. Now, MD means markdown format. So, markdown format can be written as MD, or you can just write a markdown. So, usually GH pages, like GitHub pages or other markdown pages, can be written in a .md format. So, I just use .md. All right, so I just open up something over here for me, and I'll just write over here, say, learn git. Okay, and this is like demo readme. All right, let's just do this demo readme. Now I've added a file over here. Now, how do you actually push it to Git, right? You have it here, you have your .git folder, but it's not added to your tree path of Git. Now, Git uses a very good tree path, so you don't have to take in account of all the other things, but you can actually see like all the things that has been changed in your folder since your last commit of Git. So this is, you can actually check it by you typing git status. It will show you the status of all the untracked files. Untracked files means all the files that are not in the tree of git, and you can add it to your commit list, and then you can commit it. So I'll be just quickly adding git add readme, and now if you see git status, it will show you in green, which means that if it's if are you able to see the color of my terminal, then it will be shown in a different color, green color, and it will show you that it's an initial commit, but like you have not written any commit messages as of yet. So you can actually write a commit message by typing git commit -m and the message over here. So let's name it as initial commit. All right. So now,
Sorry to interrupt.
right, like.
Some people are unable
It's
to
Viraj.
see the code actually. So can you maximize the screen?
All right, you're not able to see my code. Okay, is that good enough? Increase the font size. Hi, is this good enough?
It's good. It's good.
All right, cool. Okay, so yeah, so that's how you actually add it to Git. Now, I'll just show something else. I'll just add one more thing to this README file. Now, right now we are doing everything on our local itself, so there is nothing on GitHub to do with. So it's just a local Git tree. It's my local Git tree. So now I have added one more line, like second commit per se. So let's go back and see git status. So it shows us git status, right? But it's not in uncommit in what we had before, untracked files. So it's now tracked, and it says that you have changed something in this one. Now, if you want to see what all have changes, you can just write git diff, and it will show you like all the lines that you have actually added. So I have added all these lines, right? And it can also show you a very detailed thing that there has been some addition or subtraction from the file. It's because of that. So what you have to do is you have to do the same thing, git add this, then you can write another commit message. Like this will be our second commit, and now it's gone from here, but it's not going anywhere right now, right? Because the git remote that you have is nothing. The git remote is empty, right? So this is the command by which you can actually see what your remote is. So let me just go back in here. I'll open GitHub, and I'll create a small demo. Say new repository. You can actually create a new repository, and I'll just call it learn git. Oh wait, I'll just do it from Mozilla Kolkata. Right. So for you it will be different, but we can actually do it in the same way. So this will be this, and description we can write like learn git session. It will be public. You can initialize the README, or you cannot. You can add a git ignore, or you cannot, and just creating a new repository which will be blank, empty. So it also shows a very the initial set of commands that you have to run, right? So this will be the initial set of commands that you can run, and you can actually do it. So now all we have to do is we have to take this line over here, and we can add our README. So this is here. This is the path of our remote project. This here is a branch name. So this will be the origin branch name. So this is the branch name which you get like in a tree. You can call it a trunk, right? So this is like the main branch. Add is a command. Remote is like you're adding a remote branch. So this is the command. And now. Okay, what's going on in Hangout? Alright, I thought I got a call. Okay. Continuing. So now if I do get remote -v, the same thing. Now I see that two origins has been added, one for fetch and one for push. Now fetch is used for getting the data from the remote server to your local system. Push is used for pushing the data from your local system to your remote branch. Now we'll again cross check, and then we'll push it master branch of the master branch of the master of the origin. So here, let me just quickly push it. Now it says that I don't have access to this thing, so I'll need to very quickly set up my SSH. You can actually use SSH. You can use HTTPS. It doesn't really matter, but I would recommend on using SSH. So now it just said that it's pushed a new branch to the master. Now let's just refresh quickly our GitHub page and see if it's there. Yeah. So this is how you actually push a whole thing to GitHub. Now I'll just show you on how to actually create a pull request and all. So suppose this is a project, right? And you want to fork it. So let me just fork it to my own. So it will take some time to fork, and this is how the process you fork. Now the advantages of forking a repo will be like you don't have to exactly push it to the most Kolkata repo. You can push it to your own branch, and you can test it out, and then you can send a pull request. So I just pulled this thing, and I got this. So I'll just set up in my local system this repo, right? So this is my. Oops. Okay. So Git cloning is a process of taking a remote repo and putting in your local system. So if you just do this, then what it will do is it will create a learn Git folder, and it will initialize and add all the things by itself. We don't have to do all that process. But I already have a folder named learn Git in my current directory, so I'll just name it something else. So I'll just name it learn. Right. So it just says cloning into learn, and it will clone in a minute. All right. So now I see there are two folders. One is learn Git and one is learn, right? So I just go inside learn, and I'll see there's only a README file. So I'll just add one more file to it, or I'll just modify README maybe. All right. So I'll just modify README, and this is I'll just write from AnyStock. So I just did that, and now we'll do the same process. Get status. So git add README get commit. So this will be like changed README. Now there will be a lot of people when you're contributing to open source projects. So it's always better if you to write as much descriptive commit messages as possible. By commit message, I mean this message which you have in right here. So now I will just push it to master of my own repo. Now when you actually do a commit, you will actually see what is the commit number of this and which branch is it being committed to. You can see all the details in here. Now I just pushed right. So this is done. Okay, I can do this, and I'll see that I did update it a few minutes ago. To send a pull request, you can actually send a pull request to the branch from which you have forked, from the repo which you have forked. So I'll just do this compare, review, and create a pull request. Now it will actually show you like all the things that there is. Now I have deleted this line. It says deleted, but what it actually means is that you have just edited the line. So this is a new line, which is the old line, right? So you can actually see what are all the changes has to be done in this. So I'm just creating a pull request, right? Change README, and I just say demo of PR, right? And I'll create a pull request, right? So this is done, and so it passed all the tests which are to be done by GitHub, and it will show you that this branch is up to date and with the base branch, and you can actually merge this pull request. Now usually you'll have to actually wait for all the people to go ahead. Yeah, usually you'll have to wait for all the like the admins of the project to come around and go through your project and see if it's okay to merge or not, and if not, they can leave a comment and you can come back and do it. But in this case, I'll just close this pull request so I can merge it, and then I can close it pull request. So I just merge this pull request. Before that, I can show you like there is still the same. It's not changed yet. So this is a confirm merge, and it's been merged, and we can see that So that's how a merge is done. And yeah, so this is when it's merged, it's always done like that. It will be merged automatically, and admins can merge it. So what you can do is you can actually send a pull request like that. But what if you have a pull request open, and then you want to send another pull request for a completely different issue that your project is facing, right? So I'll tell you on respect of our log. So suppose there's already a pull request over here from Priyanshu Ganguly, and he wants to send another pull request for an entirely different thing. So what he can do is he can actually create a branch and then send a pull request to this to the upstream repo, and from there he can actually take care of that. So what we will be doing is we will be doing exactly that. We'll be creating a different branch and we'll be sending a pull request. So suppose I create a new file altogether. Let's say I create a file called abc.txt. You can create any file you want. So I just write here demo second file. I'll save it, and yeah, this is it. Now, how to create a branch? There's a number of ways of creating branch. One is branch, and then you can actually create a different branch. The other is via checkout minus p, and what checkout minus p will do is it will create a branch from where you are standing right now to a different branch. But if you're actually doing an entirely different module in a software, you can prefer doing an orphan. And what orphan will do is that it will create right from the root, it will create another branch altogether. So using orphan is of course easy, will of course be advantageous in a later stage, but right now what we'll do is we'll just create a minus p branch, and we'll create a second over here. So you can see all the branches that has been created by writing git branch. So it's a git second branch. So I'll just see the status of here. So it's still uncommitted. So I'll just add abc.txt. I'll write a commit message abc txt file added, and I'll push. Now initially we used to write here master, but now it's not a master branch, it's a second branch. So we'll just write here second. You can actually see here the branch name is. So yeah, so it says there's a new branch second, it's been pushing to that. So you can see over at this place, right? This is not mine. Right. So here you can actually switch the branch that you have created a second branch over here. Now you have a second branch, so you can send a pull request from this branch to the master branch of that. So you can see, you can switch in over here, and you can see all the new files that has been added, additions, and yeah, you can actually create a pull request. Write any message over here as description as possible. And there you create a new branch. Now you can when you merge it, so it will be reviewed, and you can actually merge the file. So that's how you merge it. And this is, you can go back and see, yeah, it's merged with the master branch, and there is no new branch over here. So that's the advantages of creating branches in Git. All right, so now we'll just go back to what we were doing over here, the blog thing, and we'll go over the wiki of that. And right now we'll create a new blog. All right, so it's a very brief and enough documentation written over here of how to write a post and push it. So there's a small sample doc which has been created over here. So I'll go back to my own branch of Git. So this is, all right. So let me just go line by line of this. I'll just copy this and I'll paste this, right? So yeah, so what you can do is, right, so this is a post folder, you don't have to change that. Here you can change, it's 2015, month, it's 9, date, what date it is. 20 years. So it will be 20, and you can put up your title over here. It will be demo learn kit, right? Yeah, so it will be demo learn kit, and we can do this. Let's open and see what actually got created. Okay, yeah, it got created, and this is the thing. So you can write in here the title of your demo learn kit, maybe subtitle demo on how to write a blog post. Write your author name. Okay, you can write anything you want. I'm just writing my own name. Okay, so over here you can write your current time. All right, and you can write over here the date, which will be today's date again, 20th. Jekyll, you can keep, you can upload your own image file, and you can give your image URL over here. So yeah, that will be your image URL. Main body. So main body you will have to write in Jekyll format, which will be, if you don't know the Jekyll format, you need to learn from. You can learn it. There's a lot of online references to writing a markdown formatted text, markdown format, and just Google it, and there's a lot of things. Yeah, so there's a syntax and basics over here. You can go through these things, and that's more than enough to learn markdown. Basically, this will be a font thing. So this is the highest, the H1, what you corresponding to H1, you can say. This will be a subtitle, this will be a subtitle, and so on, right? But it doesn't mean that it goes up to infinity to stop after 3, 4. So yeah, if you don't like doing this, you can actually do this also. This also works in the same way. This will give the same effect, but I personally prefer this because it has the same effect on RST and MD files both. So you can go through these. But anyways, let's just write a demo file. So this is demo file. When you're uploading, when you're writing some link, you can write it by typing some link, and then you can give google.com is the link, right? So this will be a link. It will create a link over here. You can go through a number of things over online, and you can get a basic understanding of how this works. Markdown basically. So let's just write this. Okay, we've written this, and let's just try committing it. So Git status, it says that it has a new post over this one, right? So we'll try adding it. All right. New post added. Demo on Git. So right now I'm in the GH pages branch. So this is the branch I will be using. But when you send a pull request, of course, you have to do the same way that I've told a bit earlier on how you can create a new branch and then send a pull request to the GH page branch. Okay, so it says that it's been uploaded. Now let's just check it out if it's actually uploaded. All right. So it says, yeah, it's been updated like 29 seconds ago. Yeah, let's see if it works. Yeah, there it is. Is the subtitle which you have written, and there's the author name. Everything will be auto-generated, so rendering is not a problem. This is the image that I gave, and all the details will be here. And yeah, this is a link which has been generated. This is a Disqus platform, so you can actually use this for commenting. So let's see if it. Oh, it does go to Google. So everything will be also applicable over in this place. So you can write any number of posts over there. So once you get used to Markdown, it will be a lot easier for you to write over on this platform. Now, once you have done that, send a pull request, and then yeah, we can actually merge it. There's another important concept of Git, that is the git ignore file. Ignore file ignores all the files that you want it to be ignored, right? So it will ignore the sites thing. So in a Jekyll blog, sites will be auto-generated. It will be auto-generated to help you out rendering the whole GH page thing, and dstore will is just a miscellaneous file which is created in some Unix systems. Right, so that's a basic thing about writing in Jekyll. If you want to run this on your local system, you can run it by writing Jekyll surface URL and then giving a blank URL. So this is, yeah, so it says that, yeah, it's running on my local system over at this link. So I'll just run it. Let's try running it. 4000 and log. Okay, it's not running. I copied correctly. Alright, it is running over at this. Yeah, so this is the thing. About us is a different page altogether. So you can see by where's about.md file. This is about.md file. You can actually write it and edit over here also. So basically, all you have to do is create new posts and send us our and you can send us the blog PR requests, and we can go off with that. Now, any questions regarding on how that's? All right, I'll be waiting for some questions if there are on the local IRC. So, if you have any questions, please put it up. Or if you want to know something else, you can just put it up there also.
So, guys, do you have any questions? Then you can put it down in IRC, so we can take it up and we will discuss it.
So by the time you're thinking about the questions, I'll just give a brief introduction of what Bitbucket and GitLab is. So Bitbucket and GitLab works on similar fashion of GitHub. It works on Git, and you can actually see all the things that you can create a repo in a similar way, and it's pretty much same. All things you can create a new project and so on and so forth. Yeah, a very good thing about GitLab is its snippets part, which of course Git also has as gist part. So you can create numerous gists and you can share your small pieces of code that you have with others. So suppose you actually created so this is a fabricator thing. So there's actually something else. So I have to share this part of it as a small documentation. You can actually create a gist and share it with others. Of course, this also follows a basic markdown syntax. So you'd have to follow that. And yeah, this will be like that. You can explore snippets written by others, and you will get pretty interesting things over there, right? So you can get a lot of things, a lot of free code, and a lot of things to work from. See, Trello API is here. Somebody actually wrote Trello API, and it's 404. So maybe he also deleted it. All right. So there's a very good thing about GitLab, which I really like. All right. I guess there's nobody's. All right. Let's go back to some old snippets and see if that works. Oh, this works. Ultimate encryption. So this guy has written a pretty neat code on using multiple encryptions. Okay, so this is a good thing about GitLab. There's a snippets part. Apart from that, it's pretty much same with Bitbucket or Git. So yeah. So any questions on GitHub or? Yeah, Viraj, I guess if there was no questions over there, and if you are clear on how to contribute to the GitHubs and projects, we can conclude this. Deva Priya. Yes, thereby is late. All right, so we can take the questions QA offline, and if you have this channel will be open for some time now at least, and you can post your questions and we can get them answered. All right, Viraj, I think we can conclude the session.
So, is there any questions?
So, is there any questions?
I guess we are not getting any questions.
Okay, so we can conclude this session. That's one now. Thank you for joining us.
So,
So,
yeah, so
yeah, so,
thanks Aniruddha to come and taken this session. And on the behalf of Mozilla Kolkata, I would like to thank you. Like, thanks for your time and thanks for watching this video. I hope video will help newbies in any great way. Maybe in future we'll come with more additional contents, like more learning session with some other technology. And thanks for joining everyone. Yeah, so you can take this.
All right, Viraj, thank you, and thank you, Swarnova and Mozilla Kolkata for organizing such thing. And yeah, I guess if somebody else any question, you can just ping me on my on IRC and email or Mozilla
And
Kolkata's
we can put the question in the Facebook event also. So we keep track.
Yeah, and we'll be hoping a lot of pull requests in near future, especially on Mozilla Kolkata blogs and other Mozilla projects. We'll be waiting as a Mozilla Kolkata community as a whole. So thank you.
Yeah,
Again.
thank you.
Thank you.